You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
The only technical thing I do is to start it off, and
well, we didn't have it for
I
so long.
interviewed some people that I interview, just nothing to do with the podcast. I do some interviews, and I interviewed someone yesterday in here, and I forgot to turn the recording button off, and it went for an hour and a half, and Sue said, "You've got an hour and a half and nothing on here, didn't you?" I said, "No, I forgot to turn that off." See, so that is on red there, and when it's on green, it's off. But I don't know why I told you that.
Green should be on.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
Yes.
That's what threw me. Threw me for about the first 6
Well,
months
it's funny
I was
because
doing it.
that means stop, and green normally means go.
Yes, that's unless you're colourblind.
Although
That's exactly
in
right.
TV world, which you've worked in for a long time, when that red light's on,
Yes.
that's normally where the camera that is on you.
That's right. That's probably why they.
And you know, there's still people in the media that have been doing it for many years, and you watch them,
Yes.
and they're still looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah, that they are too,
Hey?
Duck. I probably used to do that a lot. I never used to know when I was on or where I was on.
Well, that's fine. That was a part of your comedy,
so to speak.
Yes.
So
are you going to do a bit of a street talk at our event, Grand Final Day too?
Absolutely.
You're going to get around and have
to
a bit
those
of
that have paid.
Yeah, you're going to have a bit of fun
Yes.
with those who have paid.
That's right.
And you're going to, stir them up a bit and have a bit
streamed.
of. Yes. They'll love that.
That's part of the
I reckon
experience.
a few might want to hide under the table. They see you coming on a Sam street talk.
No, they wouldn't. Well, they might, but we
They showed highlights of that the other week on some particular show.
like
Jeez,
we used to do. We never used to speak to people who didn't want to speak to us.
No,
we didn't. We didn't.
They
harass.
Found you.
They did. They came out of the woodwork. They did. They're like moths
I reckon
around the light.
literally out of the woodwork.
I was going to. The football. So the Brownlow's coming up. You're still sticking to.
Yes.
I can't even remember the man.
Oh, what? Actually, I put.
I notice Mitch Brown, the man who's come out and said he's bisexual. His ex-wife now. I wonder if she's his ex-wife since he came out and said he was bisexual. But she
Maddie Rowell, by the way, it's my tip for the Brownlow medal. Maddie Rowell, $13 he's paying. By the way, gamble responsibly if you're having a bet. But Maddie Rowell is he's 13. I just had a little twinkle on him, and I'm doing it responsibly.
Twinkle.
And
little twinkle on him.
He's got a very good player, Noah Anderson. They'll take votes off one another. But if you remember back, and I'll just say this again, I said it last week. If you remember back when Chris Judd won the Brownlow for West Coast, a guy by the name of Daniel Kerr, the brother of Sam, who by the way scored her 100th goal the other day for Chelsea. Did you see that?
I did.
100th goal she scored.
Yeah, and you said
she's one of the great role models that the sport has ever had.
Yeah, that's right. You said redemption will be good because she'll
first game she's played in something like 300 and something
Everyone
days.
Said she shouldn't have been allowed to play and lost the captaincy, and you said no.
Correct.
Redemption is what life's about, Duck.
Correct, it is because if we had people doing everything that had never made a mistake before, how are you a role model if you've never done anything wrong in your life and you haven't bounced back? How can you be? You can't.
What I love about you, Duck. I was in the process of saying about Mitch Brown and his ex-missus because he came out and you took no notice. You went on to the name of the bloke who was going to win the Brownlow.
Sorry, Mitch Brown, yes. Brown. So he came out as a bisexual man, not a gay man, a bisexual man. There is a difference.
Yes, pray tell what that is.
Well, I assume a gay man is just purely with men. And a bisexual man is a man that is with a woman and a man.
Non-binary. Or he might be pansexual.
What's pansexual?
Exactly.
Anyway, let's not get onto that. What's he doing? Anyway, what's Mitch doing?
Well,
his
ex-wife.
Ex-wife. Ex-wife or still wife?
I think ex-wife. I'm not sure if it's ex-wife since he came out and said he was bisexual, but she is now saying it was he's created history. I'm not sure if she's giving him a thumbs up or giving him a kicking. But he's created history by coming out and saying that the family unit has now been a little disrupted, but he's come out.
He's a hero.
I think that's what she's saying. I'm not sure, but I don't think they're together anymore.
I'm not sure you're a just because you. There's a lot of people. I think if you come out, this is the problem. And this is, by the way, Mr. Charlie Kirk said this very, very well in a debate that he had not long ago before his terrible passing.
Before he was assassinated.
He's speaking to a gay man, and the gay man introduced himself as a gay man.
Yes.
And Charlie said to him very quickly, why do you introduce yourself as a gay man and not just a man? Because that's what you are. You're a man. I don't need to know your sexual preference and what you do in the bedroom. Why did you feel the need to say that? Which is the other reason why you're not a hero if you come out and say you're this or you're that.
Spot on, Doug.
It is just ludicrous.
Yeah, I think
my bisexual ex-husband and co-parent made AFL history. Okay.
Is she jumping on the bandwagon, or is she giving him a kicking, or is she saying that she's agreeing with him and
I don't know,
she didn't mind him being bisexual?
Is there a hint of facetiousness in that?
So if Sweetie out there, I'm calling your wife Sweetie now because you called her Sweetie. She said,
Sweet,
well, that's all right to call her Sweetie.
Sweetie's a little bit. You say Sweetie to your daughter.
So if you came and said to Sweetie, look, I'm really fond of you, don't worry about that, but I'm actually tipping over a bloke who lives in 54.
But I'm not touching Sam's hand for nothing. When I found out he sold hair products, I thought, oh boy.
So if you said to Sweetie, look, I love you, but I'm tipping over a bloke across the next street over here. I'm having a bit of an affair with him. Do you mind? Do you reckon you're a Sweetie and you'd still, or do you reckon go all right? Or
yeah, no, I'm not sure. No, I don't think that would go over all that well.
I interviewed a man.
Why do you should get Mitch? You should get Mitch on here.
Well, do you think he'd come on?
I reckon he would.
You've said to me.
I'll get him and John McEnroe on at the
same. And the boy from Essendon who came back from Thailand.
Oh, Ricky O.
You've said I can get all these people on. So far, you've stumped up with no one
because you're scared of you.
Well, why would anyone be scared of that?
That's a good point.
I'm a bit like Charlie Kirk. I just ask a question.
Yeah, I know, but you're intimidating to some people. You're not intimidating to me.
So I interviewed John Deeks.
Deeksy?
Well, you know, John, he's a voiceover man, like Gavin Wood and Craig Willis and all those people.
What voice? What's the most famous? Does he promote that everyone would know his voice?
Hi-Fi. Come on down.
Oh, come on down. Price is Right.
He was the person.
Is that Price is Right?
Yes, Ian Turpie hosted it, he was the person that said, come on down.
You were a couple of people that worked at Price is Right.
What?
You were a couple of people that worked on that show.
A couple of the hostesses?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what they...
Were they women?
Anyway, so he's known for come on down.
Yes, and anyhow, it had in his bio. I didn't bring it up, but he said he has just come out and said that he's bisexual. So I interviewed him. Very good man, and I said, now, John, it says that you've come out and said you're bisexual. I said, yes. He said, I am. I said, how did that go over? He said, well, he's not married anymore, but he said, when you say you're bisexual, then he said he was actually pansexual, which means it means that you just like anyone, just because they're friends. I said, when you were bisexual, was this a sexual thing? He said, oh yes. I said, so you had he said, yes, I did. Meaning sex with men.
That's what the saying means. Yeah. So who cares?
I said to him, why did
you feel compelled to come out?
And then I mentioned Mitch Brown. I said, why does it matter? And he said, I felt I should say it. I said, why did you feel you should say it? And so that was vaguely the point of me asking him. I wasn't asking him about
okay.
whether he was going out with men necessarily or having sex with them. I just said, why did you have to tell people?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's not something that you need
he's a very
to.
good man. I had a very good chat to him about everything in all his career. And
We might get some more courageous people that say it, but like I said, in today's age, announcing it, I don't think you need to. But if you feel compelled to, you're not a hero for doing it. If you need to get it off your chest by saying it, like I said, heroic many years ago when it wasn't accepted. These days it is much, and no one cares. So
here's a moral dilemma I want to ask you about, Duck. Is it all right, in light of Charlie Kirk and people wishing he was dead, is it all right, do you wish anyone that you know dead?
No.
There'd be plenty of people who I dislike but wouldn't want them to die. But if they did, I couldn't care less.
Well, there's plenty of people that have written stuff about me, and it's their freedom of speech to write that, albeit lies and made up and exaggerated and everything else. But I don't wish them dead. No.
But if they did, someone said so and so died, you'd say, well, good riddance. I
wouldn't even say that.
Well, you'd say, well, I don't care. That's natural, but you don't wish them dead.
Absolutely not.
So if you're out playing football and you go up or you belt or you shirt front someone, not allowed to these days, and person said, I wish you were dead, Wayne, on a football field, and someone heard it, the umpire said, could you get into trouble for wishing someone ill? I hope you have cancer. I hope you die. I hope you get run over on the way home. Where does that sit with calling someone homophobic?
The thing about wishing someone dead, you're going to be right at some point. Is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what can you say on a football field?
We've already said you can't say much anymore.
No,
which is fair
you
enough.
Can't say anything. Maybe.
No, well, you can. You can still say get a kick, and you know.
But that could be demonising someone. It means you're weak. You're not getting a kick.
I think if you're a bit podgy, you're allowed to say, geez, you're not fit, and anyway. Anyway, we did talking about
you podgy prick.
Talking about football.
You'd get pulled
We've
over
touched on it. I said Matt Rao for the Brown. Let's just quickly touch on the two finals. Prelim.
You said you're a podgy prick. You get 4 weeks.
Oh no, you're allowed to say you're a professional athlete. You're allowed to say someone's a bit podgy.
Oh, Duck.
What is podgy anyway?
It means you're fat.
You could be just a bit podgy.
Fat.
Yeah. Anyway, the two games, the two prelims.
Yep.
Have
we picked anyone?
No. Well, I'm 1 from 6.
I reckon I am too.
I'm 1 from 6, so it's not good. I tipped Brisbane to beat Gold Coast last week.
No one has any idea who will win from 1 week to another.
No, I tell you what's a concern. So since the pre-finals bye has come in, the pre-finals bye, so the bye before the finals start.
Yes.
So that means Geelong have played 1 game
in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
Yep.
Right now,
is that good or bad?
Oh well, statistics say now. So since that has come in, statistics say it's bad. Collingwood are in the same boat. Now, Collingwood, on the other hand, with an older list and a few guys coming back from injuries, and there's talk Bobby Hill might come back in, and you've got Myercheck who's fighting an injury, and you've got who's the other? Howe, who's a super player, defender. Howe will probably definitely come back in. So Collingwood having the rest and being able to get some players back in and freshen up might be a huge advantage.
So you think the grand final will be between Brisbane and Hawthorn?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
Well, you said
I know.
3 weeks off.
I get the feeling this is just Hawthorn are hardened. I tell you what, if that is a fascinating game Friday night. The Hawks and Geelong Friday night at the MCG. There'll be 95,000 there.
There will.
I'm going to go with the Cats. I've got to tip the Cats. I think they've done it. They've done everything right. They're well balanced all over the ground. The Hawks are hardened. The only thing that will beat the Cats, in my opinion, is the fact that they've had 2 weeks off in 3 weeks. So the hardened Hawks. If the Hawks win, it's because they're hardened, and the Cats just not sharp. They were so sharp 2 weeks ago.
Who?
The cats?
Yes.
Do they remain that
but
sharp
you've
because they've
become-
had a week off?
You've become passionate, Duck.
So I'm saying-
You're so sharp. And
So the Hawks...
you're up and about.
Yes, because we're talking about something I know about rather than other things. So the Hawks, for me, unfortunately, the Cats to win a close one, but would not surprise. And I know that's sitting on the fence, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Hawks did win. But I'm picking the Cats. And on the other side, and all the Collingwood supporters will be wrapped with this, because guess what? I'm tipping against you again. So they'll be happy because every time I tip
Brisbane to beat Collingwood.
I'm tipping Brisbane to upset the Pies. Brisbane to go the hard way home. So it'll be a Brisbane-Geelong grand final.
So I feel fortunate that this is the last week I can be relevant in, because I did play in a preliminary final, but I didn't play in a grand final. So I'll have to opt out of any discussions about grand final and the pressure and what it's like to play in one. So I'm only relevant this week, because I actually did play in a few preliminary.
You're always relevant.
Oh, Duck, please.
Come on. So who are you? What's your thoughts?
Duck,
What's your thoughts on the prelims?
My thoughts are that Brisbane and Hawthorn will play in the grand final.
So they'll beat
That's
both
what
the
I
resting
think,
teams.
but
I love it.
I have no idea.
No, but I love it.
And I hope the
Is that
Cats win.
because they're hardened and they've gone the hard way about it? They're not sitting there resting, licking their lips, waiting for the because
I think there's a fair degree of overestimating Geelong and Collingwood, and a fair degree of underestimating Hawthorn and Brisbane, and usually that annoys people, particularly the people who play. But I hope Geelong win, of course.
Yep.
But
for those,
I could easily say, the Cats are going to win, but it doesn't matter what I tip or who I think. I just think that's probably a good reason. And when Collingwood and Geelong end up playing in the grand final, this will be complete bullshit.
Correct.
What I'm saying.
And that's why and for those who are a bit concerned about my tips, Collingwood, don't be concerned, because I've tipped one winner out of the 6 finals.
So you don't think you think it's all right if you wanted someone to die on a football field and you told them, you said, I hope you die.
Yeah,
you think you wouldn't get reported for that.
And my response to that was, you're going to be right at some point. Now, I want to talk. Now we've just
today is the day Virgin allowed dogs and animals on their flight.
Oh, that's 6th. Oh, they announced it today, 16th. Oh, so I'll be able to.
Could I suggest?
I flew
Virgin.
What about cats?
Pets. I flew Virgin. We flew
Iguana?
pythons, snakes. I flew up to Brisbane on Virgin. Fantastic airline. It was very good.
Business.
If
they fly you? He flew you up business, didn't he?
Yeah,
that was nice.
If I sat down,
Virgin's good airline.
If I sat down in business class, and a bloke got on there with a Pomeranian fucking terrier or whatever they're called, sitting next to me, I'm urging people to boycott Virgin until they get rid of that ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
They're not going to have. You're not going to. I fly. I'm actually. I'm on a. Is that Virgin? I don't think Virgin.
Why are they doing it? If you sit down, you have a dog sitting next to you that farts. At some stage, a dog will have a shit in the aisle. At some stage,
no, they'll be in a cage.
In a cage. Oh well, that's so. Yeah. So he.
They've got to be under 6 kilo. They're basically they're ferrets.
So they shit out. We've
got one of those little. We've got one of those little
in
mutts.
a cage, and he has a crap in the cage.
We've got a toy.
And the aroma just wafts. You're just getting the aspic jelly, and the butterfly wings have come out because you're in business, and they've given you a glass of Chardonnay and maybe just some nuts just to go with. And the fucking dogs had a shit in the side.
What's the difference between? So I've got a little toy poodle, which is the most. I've got a little toy poodle. We've got a little toy poodle at the moment. It's the most dogless dog I've ever had. The cat's more dog than this dog, and it does do the odd pop off every now and then. Yeah. But what's the difference between a dog pop off and Pudgy sitting, or someone that's a bit pudgy, or whoever sitting across that's been, eating salami all night, and doing a big pop off and going right through the cabin.
Very few people break wind on flights.
What? We had one recently. Someone had popped off, and I looked around, and you look around to see who's guilty, and obviously everyone just sits there as if to say it's not me. It's not me. It's probably one of my kids.
So you're saying it's all right. The dogs, you've got to be under 6 kilograms, haven't
So
they?
that's basically a ferret.
So you have ferrets on animals.
Have you ever been ferreting?
What?
Have you ever been ferreting?
No.
Which is what ferreting means.
I know what a
you
ferret.
put ferrets, which means you go to catch rabbits out of burrows. You put the ferrets down the
what a
burrow
ferret
and you put the net over. And I remember telling this, I know we're digressing here, but I just want to tell you my quick ferreting story because we had ferrets as kids. And they got quite friendly until one nearly bit my little brother's ear off because they're quite aggressive, and you can sort of train them, but you sort of can't. It's a bit like what's his name, Roy and HG that nearly got killed by the tiger in Vegas.
No, it wasn't Roy and HG.
What's their name? Anyway, not Roy and HG.
Roy and
Siegfried and Roy.
Roy and HG.
Siegfried and Roy thought they could train a tiger until one nearly mauled him. So we had ferrets as kids, and we went out, and my little brother, I blame him, he didn't put the net over the hole properly, and there was probably 20 holes we had to cover. Every now and then you miss one, and you put the ferrets down, and you hear. And that's the rabbits running through the burrows underneath, and the ferrets on the chase. And then you hear, poof. Anyway, this rabbit got through the net, and it's got through the net, and I've taken off. I'm only, I don't know how old I was, about 9. I've taken off, and it's dodging and weaving, and anyway, bang, tackled it. And
you tackled the ferret?
tackled the rabbit.
Oh, the rabbit.
I caught the rabbit, and someone said, "Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
you couldn't
should've
run."
put you down the burrow.
They said you couldn't chase down a rabbit and all of this, and they're way quicker than what you would have been. And I said, well, it had myxomatosis. So for those who don't know, myxomatosis is a disease that rabbits get, which means they're blind.
Yeah, so does it?
Yeah.
So what's the difference
just to
between
explain to people,
a ferret and a gerbil?
A ferret and a gerbil.
Yeah, because someone should tell Richard Gere.
What, Richard? Why? What is the difference between what's a gerbil?
A gerbil is a little furry animal.
Is
Richard Gere stuck him up his ort.
What?
As a sexual thing.
Oh, that's not. Why do you bring everything back to sickness?
Sickness?
Yes.
Sexual?
Well, that's sickness.
Richard Gere is an actor.
Yeah, I know.
He was in Pretty
but you
Woman.
bring everything back to a sexual connotation.
He put gerbils up his bottom.
While we're on animals, did you know that
you haven't got access to any gerbils, have you?
No. Did you know the honey badger?
Wouldn't mind a couple.
The honey badger.
The honey badger is the most ruthless
the
animal
honey badger,
in Africa.
They are as tough as
flat as a shit car's head, and tough
as they come.
They go the snakes.
And guess what? They get bitten. They put themselves into a coma, and they fight off the poison and then come back.
They do too.
They are one of the toughest animals.
Someone playing for Essendon.
The old honey badger.
Yeah, the honey badger.
They are tough as. They're built like a wombat. They're tough. They're solid. Even they fight off. They're unbelievable.
I know they are.
Because, like I said, their favourite cuisine is venomous snakes.
Yeah, I know.
And when they get bitten, they go into a coma. They fight off the venom, and then they wake up and eat the snake that that bit them an hour or so ago.
Now, I want to ask you this because you said that you give Carter, because he got a very nice recommendation from a female teacher who was obviously just honing in on you, but said, I'll butter Carter up. So McDonald's are trying to put a store up in Bendigo, but it's next to a school, a state school, and the people of ramped up and said, "Oh no, the smell of hamburgers wafting over the school will be," and so
too much for the kids.
Yeah, every town that has had more than
McDonald's.
100 people in it. We would drive back from on the caravan tour. Every town you went to, the first thing you'd see is McDonald's. How many McDonald's stores? Everyone loves them.
They're everywhere.
They're a great.
I got Carter
great
McDonald.
organisation.
I got Carter McDonald's the other night. They are the biggest
the
land.
activists.
They are the biggest landowners in the world.
And they sell
McDonald's.
more toys than
Yep.
any company on earth. That is We Are Toys and
I
Mattel.
will say this about McDonald's, KFC, all of them. I love KFC every now and then. I love having Macca's every now and then, but I don't eat it a lot. I'm not a massive, I'd prefer to just go to Andrew's Hamburgers and have a hamburger and fish and chips or something like that, or one of them. Like I just prefer fish and chips than I do over that. But McDonald's, the kids love it. The kids love it. But back when I was growing up, Sam, and this is the problem, and we're going to have a butcher come on grand final day, and he'll tell us about his meats and everything else. And I know Smeetsy as well, but we've got a butcher, and he'll tell us about the meats. The problem with society, the problem with our the affordability of good food now is, and I've got to go to the South Melbourne markets after this, right, is good meat and good vegetables cost way more than fast food. Whereas when I was growing up, good meat and vegetables were cheaper than fast food. The fast food, the likes of McDonald's and Kentucky, and by the way, I like them all, but all within reason. But the problem is, that is cheaper, way cheaper than buying good food now. And that's why our kids are getting plumpy and unhealthy. Podgy. Oh, what did I say? Podgy and unhealthy. But that's why. Because it's actually cheaper to eat that fast food.
Yeah, McDonald's are pushing to open a restaurant metres away from a Bendigo primary school, sparking fears from the school council that the outlet...
I'll tell you what it'll save. It'll save the kids not being late home for lunch after walking back from the McDonald's if it was too far down the road, because they go there anyway.
I'll just finish what I was reading.
Yes.
Sparking the council to say the outlet will be visible from the classrooms and the smell of fried food will waft over the grounds. The application is outlet beside Strathfield or whatever it's primary school, which is in Premier Jacinta Allen's electorate. Well, wouldn't you know that if we could concentrate on something that might make the state better rather than watching a McDonald's get built beside a primary school because of the waft of hamburgers, be better than the waft of all the kids farting and sneezing and
like I said, the kids find the Maccas and the KFCs and that anyway, so they generally walk from the school in lunchtime and they go down to those venues and they eat as they should, and then they come back and sometimes they walk in late. So if it's next door, they won't be late.
I drove past the Beaconsfield Parade, the great boulevard on our bay, and there's that woman, the vagrant, lying outside, have taken over on the footpath.
Is she back on where?
He's back on
on the
Beaconsfield
beach.
Parade. Yes, just outside the conveniences, so she can have a shower, walk in, have
ocean views.
Ocean views, no rent, no taxes, no rates, no nothing.
Facetious. The problem. This is
a disgrace.
We have spoken about this before, and the problem is there are actual people, homeless people out there doing it very, very tough. And then there are the con artist homeless people that are out there just doing and trying to and sometimes, and I tell you what I did. There's a guy that's at Port Melbourne, and you'll get a laugh out of this. He's at Port Melbourne, and he's out the front of the Coles at Port there, and he's got a sign, and he says, "Please, if you can spare some change," he said, "I want to have a bong or something." He said marijuana. I don't know what he said, but I know it's legal in some ways now. But he said, "I want to do that, and I want to have a drink." So I loved his honesty.
Yeah.
So rather than say, "I want to get a hotel room," or "I want to get this," and
sticking out of his breast pocket, he had a packet of cigarettes, which cost $65.
But I liked his honesty, and I walked past and I handed him $10 for his honesty, and he said, thank you, Mr. Carey. He said, Dermy only gave me 5 last week. So I've got to ring Dermy up and say, geez, you're a tired. Come on, Dermy.
So you're giving beggars money?
Every now and then I do, Sam. You know what? Sometimes
you're encouraging people to.
Sometimes I sometimes give Carter some money to run up and give to the homeless, and and let him understand how lucky he is to sit with a roof over his head every night. Like I said, some of them are con artists, but a lot of them aren't.
Do you think this is reasonable?
What?
This is. If you noticed what's going on in the state in Brisbane, people said they'd come down to Melbourne in recent times in the last 6 months, and it's an absolute shithole, which is a bit bracing and a bit harsh when you come from the city, and it's pretty hard to refute that stuff.
Yep.
When you consider that this the law and order is rampant, out of control, and no one's doing anything about it. No one. But do you know a group of people, and you would know them, but I'm not mentioning their names, have set up a vigilante corps, a vigilante group of people.
I don't like the name vigilante straight away.
This has nothing to do with physical apprehension or belting people.
Well, what does vigilante, what's vigilante mean?
It means keeping an eye on what's going on in your community, and they have had...
Is that what vigilante means?
Well, it probably doesn't. I would say it's just...
Isn't a vigilante someone that goes out on their own and takes the law into their own hands? So I would say that's not a good thing.
I haven't mentioned who these people are. They're certainly not taking...
Well, that's what vigilante is.
Well, if you take the law into your own hands, they are setting up a network where people who are threatened by home invasions and carjackings can ring them, and they have a direct line to the police. You have to pay for the service, and they have a direct line for security companies. They do not get involved personally with the day-to-day physical activity, but they are
they're there to help the common
They
person.
are, because the home invasions you don't hear about.
No,
it's on the tip.
Anything that
and these people
helps,
have
but vigilante is the wrong word.
I told you. Well, what does vigilante mean? Vigilante. Read it out, Duck, please.
I will. Hang on.
All right.
Just see if I can see.
Can you read, or do you need glasses?
A person or a group of people who take the law into their own hands, which is exactly what I just said. So that is not the right word, because they're not taking the law into their own hands. What they're doing is they're defending defending and passing on to the law the right information and helping out the common person.
Indirectly taking the law into their own hands by tipping in people.
So the wrong word, vigilante.
All right. Incidentally.
Oh, it's like Neighbourhood Watch.
Incidentally, this person who told me this did not mention vigilante at all. That was my word.
Yes, okay.
You have to pay for the service.
How much?
I think you have to pay. I'm not sure, but I think you have to pay either $25 a month or a week. And you don't sign up for. You don't
need to be.
They said they have 300 people.
They've got 300 people that are a part of this group that are going to help.
Who've signed up.
They're going to help people.
So they give them phone numbers.
Do you have to have any type of training to join up in this group, or can you just be, snowy off the trams?
300 people have paid, Doug.
300 people have paid for it. How many people are involved in this group?
They're putting together a consortium, but it is up and running.
300 people have paid.
They're paid already. They reckon there'll be 3,000 people will pay eventually.
Wow.
And it is Johnny. As soon as they get rung, they go out and surveil try and take numbers of the cars.
Just started
the
raining
hijackers. No, they try and right on the spot, so that when people ring the coppers and the coppers can't come because half of them are up looking for Desi,
doing his fish bird.
Desi Freeman, half are up there. No one can understand Sweetie's in. No one can understand. They haven't got any resources. A bloke rang up, I know, had his car ripped and rang up the police, and they said, "We're sorry, we just can't come round. We just don't have the resources."
To be a part of this, the group that is helping these common people.
Yes.
To be a part of that
They haven't
group.
made it public yet.
No. Do you have to have any specific type of training, or can you just be?
No, you have to have.
You just have to be just a citizen
have a
that
presence. You have to be on call.
More presence than Santa, or less?
What? What do you say?
Do they have to have more presence than Santa, or can they have
presence?
Yes, I know.
Presence.
I get it.
Well, Duck, this is
no. Do they have to be? What I'm saying, you don't want. If they're
dwarfs going out in mini miners, they go out. They're not. This is to your point.
I just love.
This is not.
I just love stirring you up. They're not like the lone. They're not like Rangers in the US.
This is not a vigilante group, as in such.
You brought the word up. Vigilante.
But I'm saying they've taken the law to. They're contacting the law officials on behalf of the people who have suddenly, if they find the garage doors been opened, they can ring these people immediately, who dispatch people to come down and look at who the car is, who the perpetrators are, take photographs, ring the police. It is a security system, bit like Neighbourhood Watch on steroids.
Okay.
And they have, and it's Brighton, Elwood. You said you wouldn't. They said you wouldn't believe the people who've been in touch with us.
It'd be Caulfield. It'd be all that. Elstonwick.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's Victoria.
Well, you know what?
But they're just handling that seaside suburbs.
Anyone that can do, excuse me, anyone that can help someone else out by not taking the law into their own hands, but helping someone out, I'm all for. And it's a paid service.
Packing up now.
I'm packing up.
Because Cole's in with Sweetie.
The great man, and little Cole is there with Jess. Have a look at him. Look at him. Look at him laughing. See, doesn't that put a smile on your face, Sam, when you wake up?
It does.
I wonder if he's going to take after his older brother Carter and get a great report.
Get a testimonial from the female teacher. Sweetie, I reckon. I reckon I'd keep an eye on the teacher. No one would give that glowing reputation, no testimonial, unless there was some ulterior. She wants a grand final ticket. That's what she wants.
No, very good.
All right, well done. So you're going for Geelong and Collingwood.
I think Geelong and Brisbane.
Oh.
I think Brisbane to beat Collingwood. Like I said to all the Collingwood supporters, don't be upset, because every time I tip against you, you win. And you've gone for the two upsets. You've gone for Brisbane Hawthorn grand final. Oh, for what it's worth. And so next time, Sam. So
and the Brownlow is on next Monday.
The Brownlow's next Monday, so we won't be. As I said, Matt Rowell is my tip to win Matt Rowell.
Rowell.
The red.
Who's he play for?
The Red Nut Gold Coast Suns.
The Gold Coast with the red hair. The Gold Coast. Yep. It's an omen.
And there's been some redheads. Cooney won the Brownlow. Brad Hardy won the Brownlow. Keith Gregg had a bit of red in his hair. He won 2 Brownlows in the 70s. Redheads, they win them, because they stand out.
And that's 3 you've mentioned.
Yeah, I know. Out of 800.
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
It's been going for 100 years. All right, on that illogical note, Duck, it's a pleasure. And we've got 2 spots left for our thing.
Yes, 2 spots left. So first in, best dressed.
Well done.
Hooroo.